Hello, DK through 4 teachers. This screencast is intended to provide you with an overview of the work that you will do after school on March 27, as well as provide you with a status update on the work that we've been doing around the district this year in curriculum development and priority standards. So to begin, on March 27, you will meet at 3:30 at North Oakview. The room assignment is up to you. You can work with your grade levels to determine where you'll meet. And there are some resource items for that day that I've included in the email that you just received, as well as an item that you will need to bring for discussion points. So plan on that. Administrators, myself, and curriculum teacher leaders will be available in the Media Center for the duration of that time, so you can feel free to stop in and ask us any questions or provide feedback throughout your time at North Oakview. So a little update on where we are right now with our work around priority standards. We continue to move forward with our development of a DK through 12 aligned curriculum in language arts, social studies, math, and science. I'm excited to say that we've also had several other groups who've asked to join in on this work already this year. We've got PE and many of our art and many of our other elective areas that are progressing through this work as well. And we also have our social emotional curriculum being developed with our mental health PLC, that's social workers and counselors. So we've had some enthusiasm around this, and we're excited about that because we are confident that a teacher-created curriculum is the best way to move forward in knowing what it is that our students need to be successful. So we thank you all for your work on this. For March 27, we are going to continue the work with a focus on language arts and writing. Our plan back in February, when we had our snow day, was to continue the process of identification, alignment, and unpacking of writing standards DK through 4. This document that you're looking at here was included in that February 9 agenda that you all received. I've linked that agenda in your email so you can reference that at any time. It's also available on our Teaching and Learning webpage. But this document outlines the overall process for priority standards. You can see phase 1 is the identification, phase 2 is alignment, and phase 3 is unpacking, which will be the bulk of our work on Tuesday. However, before we get to unpacking, we'd like you to spend a little bit of time, and hopefully this is relatively quick, but we'd like you to spend a little bit of time reviewing and affirming the grade level standards that your team has identified in writing. You can access those standards in the link in your email that's titled Priority Standards by Grade Level. So take a minute, get into those standards, and make sure as a grade level that those writing standards that you've identified are in fact the standards that you want to use and reference moving forward into the 18-19 school year. Once that's done, then we'll begin the unpacking process. The unpacking process includes many layers, as you can see in this previous slide. It includes prerequisite skills, the learning targets, rigor, when it's taught, and anything else such as technology, interventions, and extensions. The part that we're going to focus on today for the unpacking is rubrics. So that's the assessment piece of that. And what we'd like to do with rubrics, with regard to writing, is first review the writing rubric that you've been using this year. That's the item that I've asked you to bring for the day. So spend a little bit of time with your team reviewing the rubric that you used. What did you like about that rubric and what worked well? And what did you not like about the rubric and where were your biggest challenges? These are just discussion items. Then we'd like to plan forward. Some of the feedback that we've received this year about the writing rubrics was that because grade levels were not directed to use any particular writing rubric but could rather choose their own so long as they aligned with the standards, it created a challenge with looking at macro level or systemic data because much of the scoring would not line up. So your curriculum teacher leaders have spent a lot of time looking at some rubric templates that we'd like to provide for you and have already inserted much of the language from your grade levels into this template. So we'd like you to take a look at that rubric template, and again that is linked in the email, and see how you feel that lines up with your existing rubric what makes sense to you, and what changes would you like to make. What you'll see is that all of these rubric templates are on a 4-point scale, 3 being proficient. So for some of you, very little change at all was needed, and for some of you, there were some changes that were made. So please take a look, provide some feedback, give some thoughts, and let us know what changes you might recommend for your rubric. You can also see that there is a Priority Standards feedback form, also linked in your email, that you can use to ask any questions, provide some feedback. So take a look at that. And that is the bulk of your work for today, is just to review those writing rubrics and what changes you would like to see happen, knowing that one of the challenges that we're trying to work on is creating that systemic and aligned way to look at the data from grade level to grade level. So that's it. That's the focus of the day. I do have a couple of other final points that I'd like to make because I know that there's still a lot of work and moving through all of these subject areas can be very challenging at the elementary level. So we've heard that feedback and want to provide you with some opportunities to work at your grade level in your own way on the things that you'd like to work on. So we've got 2 upcoming opportunities. The first, please mark your calendars for June 13 and 14. Those are going to be 2 days, the first week that school gets out, where we're going to give you an opportunity to come in. We'll pay $100 stipends per day, as we did last year. We'll have free childcare available. And these will be days that are designed to package up these priority standards that we've worked hard on this school year, put some final touches on them, and get them ready for rollout for the 18-19 school year. We'd like as many teachers as possible to come in and work on those days. Additionally, we'd like yet this spring to provide you with some grade level time with your colleagues to work on anything that you think needs to be worked on with regard to these priority standards in any of these subject areas. So we're prepared to offer each grade level a half day where we will provide subs for you, but we'd like the whole grade level to agree that they'd like to meet. Some grade levels may not need the time and others may really want the time. So we'll leave that up to you. Please contact your building principal if you would like us to help you schedule a half day of grade level time. We can reserve the central office boardroom for that time. Just let your building principals know and I will coordinate with them. If you have any questions, like I said, myself, your building principals, and your curriculum teacher leaders will be available on Tuesday in the Media Center while you're working. Please stop in and see us, fill out the feedback form, or give me a call at your convenience. Thanks a lot.